But yes, that's a lot though. And I started thinking about it as a parent. Would I even want that responsibility? And hell no, I would not. I wouldn't want that type of response. Like I would want input. I like I would like my children to be able to say like, nah, that ain't the guy for you. And especially because I got three girls. And sometimes
Mm,
you have to really walk that line on saying he ain't the one for you because if you say it, then depending on the child, they're gonna go further to him because they want to try to prove you wrong, right? So you
true.
kind of put in a situation where you're like, shit, I gotta hopefully she don't bump her head too hard. And, one of my daughters bumped her head pretty hard, but eventually she found out. So I don't even think I would want that responsibility.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility. Like you said, I know I would if I had children, I know I would want some input, but I don't even like I don't even like matchmaking, period. So yeah, I don't think I would want to
You don't like
have to
math?
look. Now you know we don't want to go there.
It's all joke, y'all.
Yeah,
No, she does not like matchmaking. She don't.
I mean that if I see some people that I think have potential, that's cool. That's why I say I don't mind. I wouldn't mind being somebody who have input on something, but doing the whole matchmaking, I don't think. Now, would you ever consider going to a matchmaker? Like, I know I've heard some people are doing that now. I think it's being done over the years, but I've been hearing about it a lot more
Will
lately.
Smith have a movie? What's the movie he had? Was it when
Oh, Hitch.
I was gonna say Hatch.
Uh,
Hitch. Was he a dating coach or was he a matchmaker?
I think he was a dating coach.
How do the two differ, or are they the same?
Because a matchmaker actually goes out and finds you people who they think will vibe with you, but a dating coach just tells you what you should or shouldn't do on dates.
Okay. Um, no, because I'm one of the people when you tell me something, I'm like, you don't tell me. So, so it would be a waste of money. You don't tell me. Um, I've had some homeboys to try to connect me with chicks. One time he tried to connect me with this one of my dudes tried to connect me with a chick. He was like, hey man, we're gonna have a they had it all planned out. We're gonna have a get together at the house. That way y'all can meet or whatever. And it did not go well. She wasn't feeling me, and then I kind of caught the stank attitude. And you know me, when you start acting stank, I can get more stank. And I mean, and consequently, I'd asked him about that, and he was like, she's still single to this day. And this was like over 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, shit. But um, even my guys, when they try to hook me up with somebody, they don't get it right. And I don't know if that's because they don't really know me 100%, or the more likely thing is I'm just extremely picky.
That could be.
I'm kind of picky. So I think if I could give them the parameters of somebody that I was looking for, like the characteristics that I'm looking for, then I'd be more inclined to do it.
Yeah.
At this stage of my life, the person that I'm with, they have to be willing to accept that I'm somebody that's always doing something. There are some people, I look at some relationships and they watch Netflix together and oh, we're gonna watch all our shows, and that's how they vibe or whatever. And that's not really how I vibe. Like I like to sit, listen to music and kind of nerd out over stuff like that. There's certain TV shows I watch. I watch Power and Game of Thrones, but I'm just not keeping up on all the new shows and all that. That's not my type of fun to have with my partner.
Hmm.
So if I could get somebody that can embrace my lifestyle. And I understand there's some compromise that needs to be had as well. right? Because not everybody's cool with that. Some people need more attention, nurturing, and for a person like me, sometimes I'm like, man, you need too much. So maybe you need to go with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would consider a matchmaker. The only thing, so I watched a show called Married at First Sight, and at least in the beginning seasons, it seemed like they were really trying to match people for love and not for ratings.
People like I see on social media, them people be having problems. Like they like suing each other and crazy shit. Or was that another one of them shows?
Um, that's a lot of the suing is coming from Love is Blind, but they're produced by the same company. So a
Oh,
lot of a lot of the background people are the same. But what I noticed, like I said, at least in the beginning, because in the beginning it would seem like they actually matched people based on their preferences and what they thought the person would need and stuff like that. And on paper, people can look like they make the perfect match, but human interaction beats everything. And
mhm.
so two people could be perfect for each other. But if that chemistry is not there, and if they're not willing to work on, because you're going to have differences and issues no matter who you're with. And if people aren't willing to work on those things or work on themselves, it'll never work out. But I still would consider it though.
I think because the thing is, you could be surface level compatible on a lot of shit.
Hmm.
And that surface level compatibility can get you through a couple years of a relationship. But that deep seated how you handle trials and tribulations, that's developed from your childhood, what you've seen, how people interact during hard times, how people respond to certain set of hard times, and the type of person you become.
Hmm.
Times get hard not only for you but for your partner. That's when it really determines, okay, can we make it or not? And that's why, like, when people like, I got engaged after a year. I got engaged after a year. We were married for 15 years. Um, there's a lot of ups and downs. Hindsight's always 2020. So there's probably more questions that could have been asked on both sides. Uh,
Hmm.
and not to say that we wouldn't have gotten married, but we probably could have been like, hey, let's work on pay more attention to these type of things. Or when things happen, I know that it's not coming from anger, it's coming from more of a place of trauma or hurt on both sides.
Hmm.
So the matchmaking on paper makes sense. And really, what do you have to do? Because you're not gonna come out here and just be like, oh, listen, hey, listen, my mom got beat and my brother went to jail and I got all this old shit. That ain't really something that you're supposed to lead with. But you do kind of ask more questions. And when you're young, you don't really know to ask.
Right.
But now, let me know. Let me know all the stuff, and so I can decide, should we just be friends? Or can we make this work?
Right. Yeah. Another thing that I think would make matchmaking hard is that a lot of times people don't know what they want. And they say they want something or they think they want something until they get it. I remember hearing about this woman.
That's
She
that's men. Men are
huh?
men are like that.
Women too. Because the example I'm gonna give is a woman. So the very first season of Married at First Sight, there was this black woman on there, and she said, I can't remember. She said she wanted, I think it was a traditional man. And so that's exactly what they gave her. But the type of woman she was, she really wasn't the type who wanted a man who was going to be like completely controlling and in charge all the time. Like that just wasn't going to vibe for her. They gave her a spinoff show. And when she was talking to the therapist on the spinoff show, with the questions he was asking her, he realized that it wasn't a traditional man that she wanted. It was something that was similar, but it wasn't quite the same. And so she didn't realize she was asking for like what she was asking for and what she actually wanted was two different things. And so a lot of times I don't think matchmakers go that deep. but I don't know any, so I don't know. Maybe they do.
If they getting paid good money, I'm assuming they got to have like an extensive questionnaire and they got to interviews and have talks and see how you live and hang out with you. Like if I'm gonna do a matchmaker, like they need to be fucking thorough.
Yeah, yeah, true.
They and well, I'm curious, what's a traditional man? Like somebody that like works around the house and cooks and all that type of stuff, or
Um, I I can't remember the guy that they matched her with. He he was a type who just wanted to be in charge all the time of everything. Like he wanted to choose where they lived, um, you know, how they operated during the day, like different things like that.
that ain't traditional. That's old school chauvinistic.
I
Like,
mean, for some people that's tradition. Tradition comes from things that have gone on from the past. That's what makes it a tradition. But that's why I say it wasn't. I think she wanted a man's man type of man, but it was the way she worded it that had the experts on the first season set her up with this guy, and then the therapist on the next show she was on realizing, oh, that's not what you actually meant. You meant something else. I
was she
can't remember because this
was she black?
Married at First Sight is on this 20th season, so that was a long time ago.
Was she black though?
Yeah, she was black.
So I'm thinking like depending on who the producers were, that may have been a situation too, because traditional for white folks versus traditional for black people, you know,
That could be a thing because the experts, no, so I put in quotation mark, the experts in the first season were white, and then when she had her spinoff show, the therapist was a black guy.
there you go.
Yeah.
There, there you go.